Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip, and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe we can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? That I might screw everything up that I've ever done, but what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe?
of them all. The glamour is about to fade. The filters are officially off. And the queens are ready to reveal their beauty.
Because this is the round everyone has been waiting for. The very first barefaced challenge on the world stage. No makeup, no lashes, no tricks. Just confident, charisma, and pure natural beauty. They are Grace CG.
Well, I definitely agree with you, Chauna, and I know for a fact that everybody is looking forward for the bare-faced challenge. But if I were a candidate, honestly speaking, I will definitely feel a little bit nervous. Good thing we are just hosts and not contestants tonight. And of course, definitely I'll be really nervous in front of our audience, millions of people watching live and watching here as well. But ladies and gentlemen, tonight these divas will prove that beauty doesn't hide behind cosmetics because it definitely shines from within.
All stars, are you ready to show your natural beauty in the bare-faced competition? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to see them like never before. And this is the bare-faced competition of MGi All Stars.
Girls, let's clean our faces now.
Since we are giving 3 minutes for our ladies to clean their faces, I just want to ask some questions to some of our judges. And we have here with us Queen Isabella. Once again, let's give a big round of applause to Queen Isabella Minin, Miss Grand International 2022. Well, I just have a simple question for you, Queen. Hello. I know everybody's so excited to give their support, and we want to hear some message that you can give or advices that you can give to our queens.
Hello, beautiful queens. I want to tell you before this challenge that your light is inside you, your aura. And this, you're gonna show with or without makeup, the queen you are inside of you. So remember, confidence comes from inside. It's a mindset.
Thank you so much, Queen, for that very inspiring message. Before I head in to our next question to one of our judges, Mr. Osmo Sosa, here right with me right now, ask me, ladies, please do take off even your lipsticks. You still have 58 seconds to remove all your makeup. We want to see your natural beauty, everybody.
Oh my God, CJ, we do have to remove everything?
Yeah, even the host. No, now we still have 44 seconds. So
no lifting, no lifting. No lifting.
Again, ladies, listen very carefully. No lipsticks as well.
Oh wow, this is so intriguing
and very much exciting. Also, I want to say hi to one of our judges and also one of our main sponsors here. We have Sir Jojo Bragayes. And I also want to ask a very intriguing question to you. Sir Jojo, welcome to our second home, Bangkok, Thailand.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being one of our sponsors. So, well, we want to hear from you. What do you think of having Barefaced Challenge as part of the competition?
I think this is a very interesting segment, the barefaced competition, because I've never seen a pageant who has a segment like this. I myself, I don't know what exactly do I need to feel. I feel nervous for the girls. But other than Omar, of course, I think this segment would be one of the most talked about segment.
For sure.
And I'm excited how they're going to move forward with this one, and we'll see how, without their makeup, what else do they have to show the judges for tonight.
Thank you so much, Sir Jojo. Definitely, this will bring definitely a new flavor to any competitions. Without further ado, let's start the competition with Alexandra from Canada.
Next up, we have Alexia from the Philippines.
Next we have Anjo from Canada.
Next up, Azaya from Mongolia.
Next, Carrie from China.
Danilka from Dominican Republic.
Next up, we have Della from Indonesia.
When you believe, 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 when you believe. When you believe, when you believe.
Next we have Domia from Zambia.
When you believe, 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 when you believe.
Next up, Duygu from Turkey.
When you believe, 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 when you
Next, we have Elizabeth from Romania.
When you believe, 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 when you
Fidia from Italy.
Faith Maria from Ghana.
Next, Fationa from Albania.
And next, Francine from Mexico.
Next up, Fuchsia from the Philippines.
Next, Gabriela from Venezuela.
Gazini from Philippines.
Harriet from United Kingdom.
When
Next up, Hung Sang from Vietnam.
When you believe, 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 when you believe.
Melda from Philippines.
When you believe, when you believe, when you believe, oh, 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 when you believe, oh, 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 when you believe, oh, 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 when you When you believe, when you believe, when you believe, when you believe,
Isabella from Venezuela.
when you believe, when you believe,
Next, Donna from Czech Republic.
Next we have Kelly from Netherlands.
when you believe, 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 when you believe.
Next up, Kaylin from the Philippines.
When you believe, 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 when you believe,
Goshakon from Thailand.
When you believe, when you believe, when you believe, when you
Latana from Laos.
when you believe,
Next is Lilia Gigi from Armenia.
when you believe, 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 when you
Next, we have Magiba from Ghana.
Mariana from Czech Republic.
Marie Emma from Cote d'Ivoire.
Next, we have Mashremi from Kosovo.
Nika from China.
Next, we have Miranda from Laos.
And next, Nico from Dominican Republic.
Next up, Pearl from China.
Next, we have Priscilla from Colombia.
And next, Katisha from Singapore.
When you believe, 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 when you believe. When you believe, when you believe.
Next is Samantha from Ecuador.
When you believe,
Sanjana from India.
When you believe, 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 when you
Sanskiti from Nepal.
When you believe, 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 when you
Next, Celine from Argentina.
Next, we have Sushi from China.
When you believe, 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 when you believe.
Next we have Sonia from China.
When you believe, when you believe, when you believe, when you believe, when you
Next, Suhain from Peru.
When you believe, 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 when
we have Suki from USA.
When you believe, 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 when you
Tarina from Thailand.
Next is Tetsun from Myanmar.
When you believe, 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 when you believe. When you believe, when you believe, when you believe, when you believe, when you believe.
Next, we have Tishani from Sri Lanka.
When you believe, when you believe, when you believe, when you believe,
Vanessa from Colombia.
when you believe, 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 oh, 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 when you believe, oh, 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 when you
Next up, Yada from Thailand.
Next, we have Yamiles from Dominican Republic.
When you believe, 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 when you believe. When you
Next, Yining from Hong Kong, China.
When you believe, 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 when you believe.
Next up, Yuka from Japan.
You believe, when you believe, oh, 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 when you believe, oh, 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 when you believe, oh, 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 when you believe, 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 when you believe,
And last but not least, Sherwin from China. face competition. Like, great job, girls. I truly admire their confidence with or without makeup. They're so strong, elegant, and beautiful from inside out.
Definitely. That finally completes the challenges for tonight. And here are the scores of all 56 contestants in our preliminary competition.
And once again, we would like to remind everyone around the world that you can support your favorite contestant and help them move one step closer to the MGi All Stars crown by voting now at www.missgrandinternational.com or by scanning the QR code currently displayed on your screen for both the preliminary voting and World's Choice Award.
And don't miss the next two exciting events. Tomorrow we continue with the second round of the preliminary competition, featuring the swimsuit competition and the runway challenge. And finally, on May 30th, the world will discover who will become the very first shining star to claim the one and only MGi All Stars crown.
Tickets for all competition rounds are now officially available through Ground Tickets. Simply click the pinned link in the live chat right now or scan the QR code on your screen to purchase your tickets.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight for the preliminary competition of MGi All Stars Round 1. And this is MGi All Stars First Edition. Thank you and have an All Stars evening.